Hello.
Welcome back to Elvis Sands Matter. It's a little surprise for you here.
I have a surprise that I want to introduce my new. This is my baby rooster, because I love chickens. I collect all kind of ceramic and everything, every other kind of chicken. And this is my baby rooster, and his name is Crowbar.
Okay. Got to put Crowbar
I have a
back
little
in.
fancy hen house outside, a little fancy chicken house that I got.
Will be Crowbar's home.
That'll be Crowbar's home, and he's a little bantam. And I just wanted to show you that. You gonna stick him back in there, Billy Wayne?
Yes, I will. Come here.
He's gonna be a humdinger. He's gonna be a big deal when he gets a little bigger. We have to keep him under a light right now until he feathers out. We have a lot of chickens over at, they're not ours, they're Joey's and Ruth Ann's, but I've always...
We have to take care of them.
We have to take, yeah, Billy does.
And ducks.
And ducks and turkeys.
Oh, sorry.
And all kind of things. And
We got Huey the ducks, Huey, Dewey, and Louise.
Louise. Huey, Dewey, and Louise are the ducks.
But,
We thought it was Huey, Dewey, and Louie, but it turned out to be Louise. So,
as you can see, we got the same clothes on. What happened?
we don't have any more. This is the only clothes we have.
Internal revenue confiscated all our
Confiscated all of our
and
stuff.
This is all they left us. And I thought, well, at least we got the shirt on our back and left us that.
Oh, I know. If you notice my necklace, this right here was a lucky, Elvis called it a lucky bean. I don't know. He got it in Hawaii, and he gave it to me years and years and years ago, and I've had it put up in my jewelry box. So I got it out about 2 or 3 years ago, and Billy made me this necklace to keep it and to wear. He fixed all this for me, and it's one of my favorites. I just thought I'd add that in.
He's not only a Billy Smith, he's a jewelry smith.
He's good at fixing
He's a
things
jewelry
and
smith.
making things and everything else.
We call me Mr. Fix-It.
But
I can mend a
somebody
post.
had asked me before we get started. I want Billy to tell about he's going to tell a little bit about scatter.
one hand. Oh,
And no, you're going to tell about scatter. But before we got started, somebody had asked me to tell some things or give a little information on some of the Memphis Mafia wives, and I just thought
that was a mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake. But I will name a few. Of course, the one I was closest to was Patsy Lacker and Priscilla, as when back in the early days. We go back to the very early movie days, and I was there before Priscilla came. So Patsy Lacker and Priscilla were good,
Daddy,
close to us.
Drink your water.
Also would be Becky Yancey, and she was the secretary, and Patsy Presley Gamble, which her husband then was Gigi, and he worked for Elvis and traveled, and
Muffin.
we were all Muffin, and we all
That was CG's.
or Geeter, we called him Geeter sometimes, and we were close. But I was close to Joni Esposito. She was always very, very nice, and she was kind of like, to me, the mother hen of the whole group, because if anybody had anything wrong or going on or needed something, she was always lend a helping hand.
Yeah, I was always close to them. They all just loved
Yeah.
me. They just
All of them
crazy
were.
about me. And,
Pat West.
Joe didn't like it much.
And
No,
Sandy Schilling.
I got to know some of them.
You got to know all of them. They were just, I'm trying to think everybody, Judy West.
Judy.
Judy.
Most people won't know what that is. But
I'm trying. We knew Nora, Lamar's wife. Some of them didn't travel. Nora didn't travel with us. She was in Nashville, and I'm trying to think who all. I know at the time, Richard's wife, was from California. She did. Her name was Nancy. Of course, she was nothing like Kim, the beautiful Kim that he had at the last.
Yeah.
At the last, Kim was great, but we didn't know Kim back then. But you know, Richard
Know her now.
and she's great. And the triplets and Stephen Ward. But that's just a little bit about them. They we all got along. We had a little. We kind of had a little group that stuck together when we were in California. We would take our kids and go to the park, or we'd go, just the group of the wives go out to lunch or to dinner when they were out of town. We just kind of hung together, and everybody would come to different apartments, and we all got along. Now in the later years, there was a few that didn't fit. That us old group didn't really
cater to.
If you know what I mean. But most, as an overall thing, we all got along okay. But that's
the name of that.
That's the name of that tune. And they wanted you to tell about Scatter. And so you.
Oh golly.
A lot of his episodes.
And
when Elvis got him and all that.
The Terror of Bel Air, huh?
The Terror of Bel Air.
Oh, well, Scatter was hell on feet. Scatter was he was a fun little thing, but too he could be rather rowdy.
Is he a chimp? Chimpanzee?
No, he was a full-fledged ape.
Ape? Chimpanzee.
He was a silverback. No, he was a chimpanzee. Got him from Bill Killebrew, who was a local here, and he had local, on the TV station show, and he had a show that he had a chimpanzee in. And we watched it, and all Elvis watched it, and he got to looking at him, and he said, golly, I bet be a lot of fun to have a chimp trained that well and all. So called him, and Elvis wanted to ask him, where he got Chatter. There was two of them, Chatter and Scatter. Reason being, you never know which one on that day would be, too temperamental, is that the word I can use, to do the day's show. So anyway, really Chatter was the more tame one, and he didn't have so much trouble with him as he did Scatter. But anyway, he brought him out to Elvis's house to show him, and when he come driving up, he had this car, and when you first looked at it, you thought, what the heck? You couldn't see them in the back, and all you saw was this monkey driving, and he's got the steering wheel doing this. Well, Bill had him to run an extension of the steering guide to the back, which he could see out and drive. But it looked like, you couldn't see him, but it looked like the monkey was driving. But anyway, make a long story shorter, he brought both of them out, the Scatter and Chatter. And, God, they were adorable, just little cute as they could be. And well mannered for, animals, how well they, you could, so Elvis thought, golly, man, and he asked me, he said, you know, he said, where did you get them and how they, how did you train them? And he said, no, he said, I got them from a place in California, and they actually train chimpanzees and all for, you know, like TV shows and movies and stuff like that. And he said, that's where I got these two. And Elvis said, well, you reckon I could maybe get one that's already, you know, trained and all? He said, well, he said, look, he said, my show is, I'm getting off of the local channel here. He said, you know, and he said, would you like one of these? And Elvis said, well, you know, I don't want to take, you know, one away from you. You're going to use, you know. He said, well, he said, really? He said, I'd rather keep Chatter here. He said, now, if you wanted to take Scatter, you know, he said, I'd be willing to sell him to you. And Elvis said, well, okay, how much? And that's how he got him. And Scatter, boy, he was, I mean, you know, you never knew what he was going to do. But he was well trained. You could put clothes on him, shoes on him. You could take him, and Elvis had a little jumpsuit made for him. Cute as it could be. We was all wearing them jumpsuits back in, and he had one made for Scatter. It's a little black jumpsuit, and cute as it could be, boy. And he'd walk him around, you know, and take him, and he'd fold up into your arms and on your chest and all. You could pet him and all that, but when he got a mood, you didn't want to be around him. You little sucker, you know, he'd bite you and everything else, you know. Now, Alan could handle him probably more than anybody else in the group, and Alan took care of him a lot. Got him, and we'd take him down to the den, and Elvis would have guests up, you know, at Graceland, and you know, girls walking around. And this one girl walked by him, and he was laying on the couch. And I'm serious, I'm not just making this up. And as she walked by, he just went with her dress like that.
Yeah.
And he, you know, and he would take his, if they were sitting, you know, and had a low cut on, he'd run his finger down in there, and you know, so you had to watch him, you know, because a lot of them girls would scare the heck out of him, you know. But anyway, that was Scatter, and he would, but I guess everybody that was around it, you know, just was, you know, crazy about him. I know one time we went out to California, and we decided to take him with us, and of course we had to be careful with him, you know. Had to kind of sneak him into a hotel if we stopped, or motel most of the time. And a couple of incidents happened there. And, I know one
couple, a whole bunch, not just a couple.
We'd gone to eat, and Alan left him in the room. And you know, you could leave him in the room, and he'd, you know, he wouldn't bother anything as long as, you know. Well, the cleaning lady came. Cleaning lady came in, and that was that was harsh.
She did not expect it.
No, Scatter had this habit now. When he entered the room, especially if it was people in there, he'd throw his hands up like that, waddle, and he'd scream out.
Do his lips funny.
And yeah, he'd do his lips and all that. Well,
show his teeth.
That was his way, you know. When he came in the room, that was his way of getting your attention and letting you know, I'm here, Scatter's here. Well, when she went in and he done that, she hit the door. And I don't mean lightly.
Did you get thrown out of the hotel?
Oh, yeah. But scared that poor lady to death.
Can you just see it? That's what you...
Well, took him on out to good old California, and he made his debut out there. got down, and he hated for you to put him up at night. I guess he would sleep.
He didn't
with you
like the
if you let
cage.
him.
Well, that was my question. Was he free roaming, or did he have a cage for when he wasn't
No,
lying down?
we let him roam most of the time when we were up, but at night, we had to put him up, and boy, he didn't like that. Now, he'd liable to bite the hell out of you.
You couldn't trust him, though.
He didn't like to be put up at all. And very, very intelligent little monkey. You'd be surprised how smart they are. And we put him up, locked him up. Well, the lock, was just a slide lock. He pushed it down. Well, got up. Elvis had tried to call downstairs. Couldn't get anybody, so finally we all got up. Everybody got to noticing that the phones were out. And I think we all just kind of looked at one another and said, uh-oh, we better go down and see about Scatter. So we went down there, and he had got out and tore phone wires like you wouldn't believe. I felt sorry for the guy come out there to fix them, because it had to be a mess. And later, he got out again. Well, the people next door, where Elvis lives, was having a party. And he wandered off over there.
He crashed the party.
I mean, boy, and they had sent the Bel Air patrol up to our house, and all heck had broke loose. And they said, you got to go get him. He's over there at their house. And, well, he made his entrance.
They couldn't do anything with it.
And when he made his entrance, people were on top of couches, standing up on top of them and all over the place, getting away from him. What? Boy, they tried to catch you. He ate that poor guy up.
I'm surprised he didn't have a lawsuit.
I am too, but anyway, it was.
You've got to tell. You've got to tell
hilarious,
about Pat Perry.
Oh yeah.
That is just when she first met
This
him.
was. I mean, like I said, every time he come into a room, that was his entrance, and that was just his way. That's why he'd come in, throw them head up
That's
and
probably the way
and
he entered the
scream out.
stage or something.
Yeah, like he was, doing a show or something. Well, one night we had him downstairs, and now you had to watch your drinks, liquor, anything like that, because believe
He
me,
was an alcoholic.
he would drink everything in the house. So we had to, kind of watch him on that. But anyway, we had some people down there, and Elvis had a good friend. Her name was Pat Perry. Now Pat was, fairly tall girl, kind of built, and so she hadn't seen him, and so Elvis said, "Well, go get Scatter and let him come in." Well, we just let him come in by himself, because he had no problem finding a group, believe me. So Perry was standing up close to the pool table, and some of us were shooting pool, and she was standing up close to it. Well, the door had come in this way, right, kind of right towards where she was. Well, Scatter, he come in, and he made his entrance, and he run towards her, and she scared her so bad, she leaned down, and she come up with an uppercut, and hit that monkey right under the chin, and he just rolled by. It scared her so bad. Well,
Shook his old head.
and of course he eased on around there and went to somebody else, because he loved to get up and get loud, and then he'd want to find you drink.
He would also wait, and he would sneak into the bathroom.
Oh, got it. Yeah, and wait for him to close the
Wait
door.
for
The girl.
somebody to come in and close the door.
Anybody really, but seemed like he liked the girls more than it. And he'd get behind the door in the bathroom, And when they come in, you'd hear them scream bloody murder.
I remember the
Oh, but when they come running out, you'd see standing behind him.
I know the first time that I met him, I was dating Billy, and we had gone to Graceland School, and Alan had him on a leash, and we had stopped and I had a hot dog and a Coke, and we were standing there, and Alan said, "We come over here and meet Scatter." So I went over, and he said, "He's fine, lean down," and I went to lean down, and he went, phew, and got my hot dog. Scared me to death. And that was probably.
But we took him to the studio, and Golden Studios, I remember it pretty well.
You should.
Anyway, Elvis had to be on the set, so we all loaded up to go to the set and all, and Alan, he had to be there too, so we would lock him up in the dressing room and thought everything was cool. No, it wasn't cool.
I wonder if somebody let him out or if he don't.
No, I'm telling you, you don't. Anyway, he unlocked that door. He got out, and he had gone up to Mr. Golden's office and had got up on his desk and had his pencil, and he was scribbling all over stuff. Got a call. Tell Mr. Presley his aches up here. Would he come get him? But he was, he was kind about it. But he said, "Look, do me a favor, and don't bring him back."
Don't.
He's created a lot of chaos here.
Also, they had to stop taking him because he got banned from Bel Air.
Well, that's it. Everywhere,
He got banned from everywhere, so he had to live his life out at Graceland.
So we had to bring him back to Graceland. He remained the rest of his days there because he done made his Hollywood entrance.
And exit.
But we did have a whole lot of fun with him. He was, like I say, he was well trained. When he wanted to do right, which was most of the time.
Pull his lip down like that.
But like I say, when he didn't like to be put up, and when he made an entrance and all, you just didn't know how people would react to it. But anyway, he got thrown out of better places.
So have we.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about it. But anyway, we had to leave him at Graceland and all. But like I say, Scatter was quite something. But we all loved his little rascal. He was, you couldn't help but laugh what he'd do. He'd swing from the curtains and everything else.
But he was unpredictable.
Unpredictable, yeah. You just didn't know what he'd do next if he got a chance.
Well, with that story, I guess we should mosey on to.
Hope you enjoyed that one. The Scatter story has been asked a few times, and we thought we'd, just tell everybody about him. So, I know people have seen pictures of Scatter.
There's a picture of you holding him on a leash.
Yeah.
With Elvis. Also, he's sitting in the director chair, in Elvis's chair.
Yeah.
On the set. Some of it.
But everybody got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess with that, we'll wind this segment up too, and once again remind you, subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. We really need your support, and we'd love to keep doing these videos, and that's the only way we can. So just hit that old subscribe button and all, and it don't cost a thing. And with that, what do we always say?
Elvis fans matter.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.